Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is R.S. Raghu and with me is Navanita Adhikari bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to embark on a 5-day visit to Slovakia and the Czech Republic on Thursday. Passenger train service Mithali Express flagged off between India and Bangladesh. In India, government restrictions on sugar exports come into effect from Wednesday. Iran dismisses International Atomic Energy Agency's latest report on the country's stockpile of enriched uranium. Prasar Bharati holds conclave on direct-to-mobile and 5G broadband convergence roadmap for India in Delhi. In Asia Cup Men's Hockey, India defeats Japan 1-0 to win bronze medal in Jakarta. And in French Open Tennis, Rohan Bopanna and Marpe Middelkoop to face Marcelo Arevalo and Jean-Julien Royer in first ever men's doubles semifinals on Thursday. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be on a 5-day visit to Slovakia and the Czech Republic from Thursday. During his visit to Bratislava, Dr. Jaishankar will call on Prime Minister of Slovakia, Eduard Heger, and will hold bilateral discussions with his Slovak counterpart, Ivan Korkok. He will also attend the GlobeSec 2022 forum and speak on the topic Taking Friendship to the Next Level, Allies in the Indo-Pacific region. The External Affairs Minister is scheduled to meet Minister of European and International Affairs of Austria, Alexander Schallenberg, on the sidelines of the GlobeSec 2022 forum. During his visit to the Czech Republic, Dr. Jaishankar will hold discussions with his counterpart, Jan Lipavsky. The discussion will provide an opportunity for a comprehensive review of the bilateral cooperation. The Czech Republic will be taking over the EU presidency from 1st of next month. In addition to meeting the political leadership of the two countries, the External Affairs Minister will also interact with a cross-section of the diaspora, including Indian students in Slovakia and the Czech Republic. India has traditionally enjoyed close and friendly ties with both Slovakia and the Czech Republic. The External Affairs Minister's visit will impart further momentum to bilateral relations with the two Central European countries. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that the current Quad is a cumulative product of several developments, among them the changed capabilities of key players, a more integrated arena, an emerging vacuum on global issues, and a greater openness to look beyond orthodox constructs. Delivering 2022 edition of Vice Admiral K.K. Nair Memorial Lecture, Dr. Jaishankar said, at the end of the day, the compulsions of interdependence and interpenetration have triumphed over outdated definitions and vested interests. He said, let us be clear that the Indo-Pacific is the future, not the past. The External Affairs Minister said, at the heart of Quad is a level of comfort generated by marked improvement for India in multiple sets of bilateral relationships. He said, this is enhanced by a stronger sense of converging purpose in face of regional and global challenges. Dr. Jaishankar said, charges that the Indo-Pacific derives from Cold War thinking are motivated and false. He said, they are made by very quarters who seek to freeze the status quo of 1945 and deny the integration that has happened in the last 2 decades. The External Affairs Minister said, their endeavor is to constrain the choices of others and impose their own interests. He said, the objective of the Quad, in words of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is to do global good.
Railways Minister of India Ashwini Vaishnav and Bangladesh Railway Minister Mohammad Nurul Islam Sojourn flagged off Mithali Express between New Jalpaiguri and Dhaka via video conferencing. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Vaishnav said the relationship between India and Bangladesh is based upon shared heritage, shared present and shared future between the two countries. The development that both the countries having is accelerated in a very big way by the warm friendship between the two nations at all levels. Mr. Vaishnav said Mithali Express will be yet another milestone in increasing friendship, in strengthening this bond, in improving relationship. The Dhaka Jalpaiguri Mithali Express is the third Bangladesh-India passenger train service. The train will use the Chilahati-Haldibari rail link and will run from New Jalpaiguri in West Bengal, India to Dhaka Cantonment Railway Station in Bangladesh, covering a distance of 513 kilometers. Mithali Express will run 2 days a week on Sunday and Wednesday from New Jalpaiguri Junction and from Dhaka Cantonment. The train will run every Monday and Thursday. The non-stop passenger train with 10 compartments, Mithali Express, was inaugurated by the Prime Ministers of both countries on March 26th last year. Both the ministries said the commencement of Mithali Express will further flourish the relationship for trade and travel between the two neighbours, improving accessibility and connectivity. Vice President of India, Venkaiah Naidu, held delegation-level talks with Gabon Prime Minister Rose Christie Osaka Rapunda on Tuesday. In a tweet, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said, infusing a fresh impetus to our bilateral relations, the leaders discussed cooperation in development, energy, trade, climate, among others. Vice President Naidu and the Prime Minister of Gabon witnessed the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding in Libreville. 2 MOUs were signed for establishing a joint commission and diplomats training. During his visit to Libreville, Mr. Naidu also met Gabon President Ali Bongo. During the meeting, Mr. Naidu said that India attaches great importance to its relations with Gabon and reiterated the commitment of the Government of India to be Gabon's reliable partner in its development journey. Earlier, the Central Africa's country's Foreign Affairs Minister, Michael Musso, in a tweet, Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said that the Foreign Minister of Gabon called on Mr. Naidu.
In today's Hotspot section, we bring you a special program on NDA government's 8th year of service, good governance and welfare of the poor, healthcare and pandemic management in India.
Being healthy is the greatest blessing, and it is with good health that we accomplish various challenges in life. There is no doubt in the fact that a healthy life ensures a happy life. Good health not only ensures the development of a person, but it also plays an important role in the development of the country and society. Everyone wishes to stay healthy. But for a person to stay healthy and to get treatment when sick, a number of resources are needed. According to the report of the World Health Organization, today almost half of the world's population is deprived of adequate health services. The reason for this is the increasing cost of treatment. Providing accessible, quality and affordable health services to the common people is a major challenge for any country. To meet this challenge, a whole lot of efforts are needed. The incumbent union government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has made several major efforts in the last 8 years to fulfill the objective of accessible, free and affordable healthcare to the people of India.
बीते 7-8 साल से देश में स्वास्थ्य को लेकर बहुत बड़े और व्यापक रूप से काम किया जा रहा है। हमारी सरकार ने 7 विषयों पर फोकस किया है। पहली कोशिश ये है कि बीमारी की नौबत ही नहीं आए, इसलिए प्रिवेंटिव हेल्थ केयर पर हमारी सरकार ने बहुत जोर दिया है। ये योग, फिटनेस, स्वच्छता, ऐसे कई कार्यक्रम इसके लिए चल रहे हैं। दूसरा, अगर बीमारी हो गई तो शुरुआत में ही पता चल जाए, इसके लिए देश भर में नए टेस्टिंग सेंटर बनाए जा रहे हैं। तीसरा फोकस ये है कि लोगों को घर के पास ही प्राथमिक उपचार की बेहतर सुविधा हो। इसके लिए प्राइमरी हेल्थ सेंटरों को पूरे देश में वेलनेस सेंटर के रूप में एक नई ताकत के साथ उसका एक नेटवर्क आगे बढ़ाया जा रहा है। चौथा प्रयास ये है कि गरीब को अच्छे से अच्छे अस्पताल में मुफ्त इलाज मिले। इसके लिए आयुष्मान भारत जैसी योजनाओं के तहत 5 लाख रुपए तक का मुफ्त इलाज आज भारत सरकार की तरफ से दिया जा रहा है।
It has been the constant endeavour of the central government to ensure last-mile delivery of healthcare facilities. Union Health and Family Welfare Minister Mansukh Mandavia says that due to the policies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, today treatment has become accessible and affordable.
हेल्थ को एक्सेसिबल करने के लिए मोदी जी ने जो इनिशिएटिव लिया, इसलिए आज हेल्थ एक्सेस हो चुकी है। दूसरा किया, हेल्थ केयर अफोर्डेबल होनी चाहिए और इसलिए मोदी जी ने आयुष्मान भारत योजना का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किया। अमेरिका में ओबामा ने 10 लाख अमेरिकन लोगों के लिए हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी स्कीम निकाली थी और दुनिया में ओबामा केयर योजना के रूप में सारा विश्व में वो पॉपुलर हुई। वो 10 लाख लोगों के लिए थी। मोदी जी ने 10 करोड़ फैमिली यानी कि 50 करोड़ लोगों के लिए 5 लाख तक की हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी एक फैमिली को दी। उससे आज फायदा ये हुआ 3 करोड़ से अधिक लोगों ने ये योजना का लाभ लिया। कई ऐसा मेडिकल डिवाइस था, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अब कैंसर किसी को हुआ और कैंसर की सारवार के लिए मेडिसिन लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए लेनी पड़ती है और महंगी होती है, तो मोदी जी ने फैसला किया कि उसका ट्रेड मार्जिन फिक्स हो।
The centre is constantly striving towards making universal health services accessible to the people and ensuring better health for all. Under these efforts, 4 mission mode projects have been launched to improve the healthcare system across the country. These 4 missions are Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission, Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centre, Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, and Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. These missions have played an important role in making the health system accessible to the masses. Mr. Vikas Shreel, Additional Secretary in the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Mission Director of the National Health Mission, says that the National Health Policy, which was launched in 2017 under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has fixed certain targets in the direction of establishing a robust universal healthcare system in the country.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की जो कल्पना है आयुष्मान भारत की, उसके अंतर्गत ये जो 4 मिशन शुरू किए गए हैं, इन सब मिशन का बड़ा ही स्पष्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव है। ये सार्वभौमिक स्वास्थ्य की दृष्टि से सभी क्रिटिकल जो पहलू हैं उनको एड्रेस करते हैं। तो हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर्स प्राथमिक स्वास्थ्य को एड्रेस करते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना टर्शरी केयर या जो अस्पताल में इलाज की आवश्यकता होती है उसको एड्रेस करते हैं। आयुष्मान भारत डिजिटल मिशन जो है वो टेक्नोलॉजी के उपयोग के बारे में व्यवस्था करता है और हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मिशन उसमें इस प्रकार का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तैयार किया जा रहा है कि क्रिटिकल केयर तक की व्यवस्था करता है।
Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers have played a revolutionary role in ensuring people's access to healthcare facilities across the country. Talking about the role of these centers, Rajesh Bhushan, Secretary, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, says,
इन हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर्स में ग्रामीण लोगों को न केवल दवाइयां फ्री मिलती हैं बल्कि डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट भी मुफ्त में उपलब्ध होते हैं। इसके अलावा 12 स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं के पैकेज हैं जो मुफ्त में मिलते हैं।
In order to develop a strong healthcare system across the country, the government has been taking additional initiatives like the establishment of new medical colleges, hospitals, and increasing the number of doctors and paramedics. Work is going on under the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana to set up new aims across the country. Permission has already been granted for the establishment of 16 new aims across the country. Meanwhile, to increase the number of doctors, undergraduate seats in medical colleges have been augmented by 75% and postgraduate medical seats have been increased by 93% in the last 8 years.
अच्छे इलाज के लिए बड़े बड़े शहरों पर निर्भरता कम से कम हो, इसके लिए हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर हमारी सरकार अभूतपूर्व निवेश कर रही है। साल 2014 से पहले देश में सिर्फ 7 एम्स थे, इसमें से भी एक दिल्ली वालों को छोड़ दें तो कहीं एमबीबीएस की पढ़ाई नहीं होती थी। हमने इन सभी को सुधारा और देश में 16 नए एम्स घोषित किए। हमारी सरकार देश के हर जिले में एक मेडिकल कॉलेज जरूर हो, इस लक्ष्य पर काम कर रही है। 2014 से पहले देश में 387 मेडिकल कॉलेज थी, अब इनकी संख्या बढ़कर करीब करीब 600 तक पहुंच रही है। बीते 7 साल में एमबीबीएस और पीजी के लिए 70,000 से ज्यादा नई सीटें जुड़ी है। देश को आजादी के बाद जितने डॉक्टर मिले, हमारी सरकार के प्रयासों से अब उससे भी ज्यादा डॉक्टर अगले 10 वर्ष में मिलने जा रहे हैं।
These initiatives have started showing results. As compared to earlier times, the range of healthcare facilities available at hospitals has increased considerably. A steady decline has been observed in maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate across the country. The revolutionary efforts made in the field of healthcare during the last 8 years have not only augmented the existing healthcare facilities, but are also developing a robust mechanism to meet future health challenges. This was proven during the COVID pandemic, against which India fought with utmost resolve. India could put up the tough fight against the pandemic only because of the ongoing efforts for improving the country's healthcare system. When the pandemic struck, India was able to swiftly develop an effective mechanism to tackle the challenge. A huge network of COVID testing labs were set up, PPE kits started being manufactured, indigenous production of ventilators and medical oxygen was increased, indigenous vaccines were developed. As the Ayushman Bharat scheme was already in place, the common people had access to critical healthcare facilities. All these steps played an important role in saving the lives of crores of people during the pandemic. Apart from ensuring healthcare facilities, the government also left no stone unturned to ensure the well-being of the common man by providing free food grains to more than 80 crore needy people under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana during the COVID pandemic. Today, one of the world's largest COVID vaccination campaign is being successfully conducted in the country. The highlight of India's COVID vaccination campaign has been the fact that it was made free for all across the country. The entire world, including the World Health Organization, has applauded India's COVID vaccination campaign, successful COVID management, and the Vaccine Maitri initiative. By distributing more than 200 million doses of COVID vaccines to more than 98 countries of the world, India has established a new identity for itself globally.
विश्व बचाएं सबकी जिम्मेदारी, ये संकट दूर भगाएं जन जन भागीदारी, टीकाकरण से ही मात खाएगी ये महामारी.
The government laid special emphasis on awareness campaigns to tackle the spread of COVID. As part of these efforts, AIR News runs a series of Corona Awareness Program and spread awareness among the people across the country about the ways to contain the spread of the pandemic. In over 700 episodes, the country's top healthcare experts answered questions from listeners across the country. A lot of emphasis was given on the use of technology to make healthcare more accessible. The e-Sanjeevani platform was rolled out so that people can seek medical consultation from the comfort of their homes. The government has also set out an ambitious target of enabling teleconsultation or telemedicine hubs in all the districts. Apart from improving healthcare services, the government is also promoting the concept of good health through traditional medicines and systems like Yoga and Ayurveda. Yoga is also proving to be very effective in helping people in adopting a healthy lifestyle. That's why we say, करो ध्यान मन से और तन से करो योग, समीप नहीं आएगा किसी प्रकार का रोग. Meditate with your mind and practice yoga with your body. This will keep all diseases at bay. In the coming years, these steps of the central government will prove to be a milestone in the healthcare sector. The healthcare system of the country will be further strengthened, thus realizing the goal of Healthy India, Happy India.
Ayushman Bharat ho, Bharat Ayushman ho, Ayushman ho.
In India, government restrictions on sugar exports have come into effect starting Wednesday and will continue till the end of the festive season in October. India is the largest producer of sugar in the world but also consumes most of the sweetener it produces. Last week, the government had decided to put a cap on sugar exports to ensure domestic availability. Food Secretary Sudhanshu Pandey said India's exports have reached a record high this season and now domestic availability has to be ensured during October-November as consumption increases in the festive season. He said the decision has been taken in view of the global situation which may trigger the demand for sugar.
Iran dismissed the International Atomic Energy Agency IAEA's latest report on the country's stockpile of enriched uranium. Iran's foreign minister in a statement said that it is not fair and does not reflect the truth about the talks between Iran and the agency. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Saeed Khatibzadeh made the remarks during a press conference on Tuesday. In a separate report published Monday, the IAEA estimated that Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium had grown to more than 18 times the limit agreed in 2015 deal. The limit in the 2015 deal was set at 300 kg of a specific compound, the equivalent of 202.8 kg of uranium. Iran and the IAEA agreed in March on an approach for resolving the issue of the sites, one of the remaining obstacles to reviving the 2015 deals. The U.S. President Joe Biden has announced that America will send more advanced rocket systems to Ukraine. According to media reports, new weaponry will include the M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. This new system can launch multiple precision-guided missiles at targets as far as 70 kilometers away. President Biden wrote in an opinion piece in the New York Times, said that the United States has aided Ukraine with weapons and ammunition in order to bolster its position on the battlefield and ultimately in peace negotiations with Russia. On other hand, a Ukrainian regional governor acknowledged on Tuesday that Russia had taken control of half or more of the eastern Ukrainian city of Severodonetsk that plays a pivotal role in Moscow's attempt to capture the industrial Donbas region. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
China has said it is ready to take measures to advance normal trade with India amid reports that U.S. has replaced China as India's biggest trading partner for the financial year 2021-22, and India's trade deficit spiked further with China due to COVID-19 pandemic, border standoff, and China's non-tariff trade barriers on Indian products, among other reasons. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian at a media briefing in Beijing insisted that China remains India's largest trading partner in the calendar year 2021 with bilateral trade volume of over $125 billion, according to Chinese statistical measures. However, he did not respond to the issue of non-tariff trade barriers and ensuing trade deficit and other constraints being mentioned by Indian businesses. India has been long insisting that China should open its markets for India's IT and pharmaceutical sectors, the country's main strengths of exports, but Beijing has not budged so far in any substantive way. India's Information and Broadcasting Secretary Apurva Chandra has said the convergence between direct-to-mobile and 5G broadband will improve consumption of broadband and utilization of spectrum in India. He was speaking at a conclave on direct-to-mobile and 5G broadband convergence roadmap for India, organized by IIT Kanpur and Telecommunication Standards Development Society India at All India Radio in Delhi. He said India has one of the largest mobile data numbers in the world. Mr. Chandra said news can be seen on mobile through apps, and even Prasar Bharati has its own News on AIR app, which has a large consumer base. The secretary said this convergence between direct-to-mobile and 5G broadband will be a very huge change for the consumers. He added that this will entail some change in infrastructure and some regulatory changes. The conclave was attended by Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shankar Vempati and other senior officials of the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. Speaking at the event, Mr. Vempati said direct-to-mobile can put India ahead of the curve.
In Asia Cup Men's Hockey 2022 at Jakarta, Team India produced a gritty performance to beat Japan 1-0 and claim the bronze medal on Wednesday. An early goal for Rajkumar Pal and some fine defending works was enough for this young Indian side to overcome Japan in an engrossing game. India captain Birendra Lakra wins the Player of the Match award for his sturdy defensive work.
In French Open tennis, India's Rohan Bopanna and his Dutch partner Matej Middelkoop will face El Salvador's Marcelo Arevalo and the Netherlands' Jean-Julian Royer in the first ever men's doubles semifinals on Thursday. World number 1 Iga Swiatek beat American Jessica Pegula 6-3, 6-2 this evening to book her spot in the women's singles semifinals. The Polish player will now face Russian Daria Kasatkina for a place in Saturday's final. 20th seed Daria Kasatkina defeated her compatriot Veronika Kudermetova 6-4, 7-6 this afternoon to reach her first ever Grand Slam semi-final. American teenager Coco Gauff defeated compatriot Slovene Stephens yesterday in straight sets 7-5, 6-2 to book a semi-final spot. Now, world number 23 Gauff will clash with Italy's 59th ranked Martina Trevisan for a place in Saturday's final. In men's singles quarterfinal, 7th seed Andrei Rublev is currently facing 20th seed Marin Cilic, while Casper Ruud and Holger Rune will lock horns in an all-Nordic clash. Earlier, Rafael Nadal defeated old rival and world number 1 Novak Djokovic 6-2, 4-6, 6-2, 7-6 to reach the semi-finals. Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. First, we have a look at the press reports on China. The Hindu reports India and China on Tuesday agreed to hold the next round of talks between senior military commanders to continue the slow-moving disengagement process along the line of actual control. South China Morning Post writes that China urged to deepen ASEAN ties as US becomes India's biggest trading partner.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Nepal. The Himalayan Times writes that Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma on Sunday presented a budget of 1.793 trillion rupees for fiscal 2022-23 at the joint session of the Federal Parliament. The Himalayan Times reports that a team of international and national mountain guides recovered the black box of crashed Tata airplane.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Pakistan. The Dawn writes that Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Tuesday constituted a 5-member committee to chalk out a plan of action to deal with anti-state activities as the federal cabinet expressed concerns over recent statements by PTI leaders regarding the party's Azadi March. The statement reports that former Prime Minister Imran Khan has stiffened his stance by giving a 6-day ultimatum to the government in Islamabad to dissolve.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Balochistan. The Balochistan Post reports that at least 5 individuals, including a student, were picked up from Karachi and Kharan, allegedly by the Pakistani forces.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Afghanistan. Pajbog reports that European Union, EU and Central Asian countries' special representatives have held a meeting on the situation in Afghanistan and their common approach.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Bangladesh. Bangladesh Health Minister Zahid Malik has said that all private hospital, clinics and diagnostic centers with no license will be shut down, reports Daily Star.
A quick look at the headlines once again. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to embark on a 5-day visit to Slovakia and the Czech Republic on Thursday. Passenger train service Mithali Express flagged off between India and Bangladesh. In India, government restrictions on sugar exports come into effect from Wednesday. Iran dismisses International Atomic Energy Agency's latest report on the country's stockpile of enriched uranium. Prasar Bharati holds conclave on direct-to-mobile and 5G broadband convergence roadmap for India in Delhi. In Asia Cup Men's Hockey, India defeat Japan 1-0 to win bronze medal in Jakarta. And in French Open tennis, Rohan Bopanna and Matwé Middelkoop to face Marcelo Arivalo and Jean-Julien Royer in first ever men's doubles semifinals on Thursday. And now, before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan, by artists from Philippines. And with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.